Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Women with Good Chat. I'm here with my good buddy Pam.
Hello, Amanda. It has been a while.
It certainly has been a while. We've been on hiatus.
Woo!
We've been away on holidays, but we're back. And I have this very sexy voice going on because I'm a little ill. But I've been ill for a little bit. So I don't think I'm contagious. So Pam and I can hang out together.
There we go. Yes.
So today we're going to discuss the importance of real-time, face-to-face connection and how important it is to stay in touch in every way you can, but especially in person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think we started this discussion because we were talking about the holidays are coming up. And I was saying, 10 years ago around this time of year, we would be going to 8 or 9 events, small things at people's houses, restaurants for dinner, whatever. And as time has gone on, particularly post-COVID, I noticed that those in-person events have really lessened, right?
Yes.
People aren't doing the drop-ins at Christmas. They're not doing the New Year's dinners, the New Year's going out. And personally, I miss it.
Yeah, I do too. We actually have a group of ladies that we get together with once a month, and we are going to see them this Thursday, which is very exciting. So it's good that we've been able to maintain that for the most part.
Yes.
But I think it's exploring ways that you can stay in touch with people other than relying on social media all the time, or that dreaded text message conversation, which always leaves out a lot of stuff.
Right.
That's very important, all the subtext, and it's important to be able to see people's face-to-face reaction when you have a conversation.
Yes.
Very important.
Right. And I think, unfortunately, the less we're doing of that, the less we're realizing how much we're missing by doing it online.
Yes.
Right? We are, because when online becomes the normal, when I say online, I mean whether you're texting, whether you're emailing, whether you're on social media, seeing people's Facebook posts and responding to them, Instagram, responding to them. The more that becomes the norm, then we have to make sure we check back and say, okay, if that is the norm, what are we missing on the other side? And I certainly know I don't do as much of the face-to-face anymore, but when I do, I really understand the importance of that and the depth I feel of the connection that I get with people that I'm doing with.
Absolutely. And I think we are similar in that, we're affectionate with our friends. We like to hug. We like to reach out if someone is not doing well.
Yes.
And when you are in person, you just get a better read on how they're doing. I made a little joke earlier about, you can go to a cocktail party and you read about everybody on Facebook, so you end up you're face to face and you have nothing to say to each other because you're all caught up.
You're all caught up on everything.
But when you have obviously cocktail parties, they're great. But when you have those coffee get-togethers, whether it's a one-on-one or a few of you together, you really get a much better read on what's going on in someone's life.
Absolutely. And I was saying to you that during COVID, one of the things that I started doing with even people who live closer is that we would start doing virtual coffee dates instead of actually go meeting, because we couldn't here in Toronto for a long time. And I think that has in some way become the habit now, but it is much less fulfilling. So it would be a much better idea to take the time, set up going out for coffee once every 2 weeks, have that face-to-face, do that, then start relying on this, I'm cooking and I'm talking to you, or I'm walking and I'm talking to you. Not that there's not a place for that. Okay? There's a place for that, and there's an important place for that, but it's not a real, genuine substitute for the sitting down, seeing each other, and having the conversation go where it goes.
Yeah, exactly. And I find even if not that I have a lot of phone conversations anymore, because it's really not my favorite. I think a lot of people might identify with that.
Yeah.
But if I'm on the phone with you, I'm doing something else.
Yes.
And I'm a pretty busy, or I feel I have to be busy kind of person.
Yes.
So I'm cooking, I'm sorting, I'm usually cleaning, I'm walking. And what I thought that was really funny is when my daughter was about 5 or 6 years old, she would pretend to be on the phone and she would circle the island in the kitchen, Because that's what mommy does. Because mommy can't sit still. So yeah, so when I'm in person with someone, obviously I can't. I can't do that because they would think I'm a crazy person.
Yeah.
So you really have to focus in, and I think it's great. And one other thing we were touching on before we started this episode was the importance of really catching up with someone, asking them questions, really listening, really focusing. And I think in this day and age of instant information on everything, we tend to kind of let that go sometimes.
Right. And when you just said that, what came to my mind is oftentimes quite difficult things have happened to people in between you seeing them. And those are not the sort of things that people necessarily reach out on social media to about, right? Yeah. There's lots of reasons for that. First, so oftentimes when you get face to face, you find out something about someone, someone they've loved has had a surgery, or, they've lost a pet, or, something really difficult has happened. And that's when you hear about that, because it's not easy to do that over text.
Yeah.
It's not something you're naturally going to do. And so those important things, I think, get missed when you're not having that chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And, sometimes when you're kind of getting back into the mode of, I should really reach out to this person, I should do this, but it's been so long, how do I do it? Just actually doing it, like, don't be afraid to do so.
Yes, absolutely.
And it can be, like you were saying, it can be something very small where you just want to get together, for a coffee or a walk.
Right,
go for
absolutely,
a walk.
Absolutely.
And it's your lunch hour, it's your kids are playing hockey, you have an hour to spare, whatever it is. Reach out, and try and make that in-person connection. It's easier than you think.
It's easier than you think, and it's not that long ago that that's what we did.
Yes.
Right? Like when we talk about this, in some ways, we sound like we're dipping back into a different century, but we're not. We're actually only talking, if I cast my mind back 10 years ago, right? It was very, very different. That's not that long a time frame, right? So we're not reinventing, we're not inventing new things. We're simply thinking about how things used to be and making sure that we're checking in with, is what we're doing now serving us? So is being online serving us in a connection way, in the way other things used to serve us, right?
Yeah, exactly. And use all the methods at your disposal, obviously. So, I'm not an oversharer on Facebook or Insta or TikTok or whatever. And for some people they are, and that's great.
Yes.
But I think when you can actually, again, make those connections in person, it's so important. And when you're looking at slightly larger groups, activities are fun. Like, we're trying to think of fun things to do with our adult kids, teenagers.
Yes.
And young adults. And we're thinking, okay, we're going to go bowling. There's something I want to do, which hasn't been hugely popular with my crowd. And that is, I want to do the indoor parachute thing.
The skydiving.
I really want to try that.
Right.
Maybe you'll come with me.
Oh, absolutely. There's one out in Mississauga that I drive by.
Yes.
I drive by it all the time on my way to Oakville, but I see it and very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we could do that. Yes.
So, maybe that's a bit much, a little extreme. But there's so many things that you can do, activities that you can try. Another thing I want to do is go to a batting cage. Just feel like doing it.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
But just think of little activities that you and your group can do so that you're together, you're interacting, you're doing something healthy because you're active.
Yep.
And it's fun and you're building memories.
Right. And I think this month for our get together, we're doing a potluck, which I think is really interesting also because when you are in a big group, it's also interesting to think about how much time you have to circulate, whether you get to talk to everybody and all those sorts of things, right?
Yes.
So, thinking about setting it up so it works, but not turning it into a big deal, right?
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be a big deal to get a group of people together and,
It can be casual, it can be fun.
Absolutely.
Nobody's going to look at your carpet for dog hair. Nobody is, just
I hope
you.
not. Jeez, I hope not.
They're not looking at my carpet.
But
you can do something very simple, and it's really great when you can entertain at home, or you can go out for a dinner with friends. Easy to put together.
Yeah, absolutely. So on that note, we're looking forward to the holiday season. We will conscientiously put this into action about seeing people. And, we hope you think about it, right? Whether that's something you want to add and will give value to the holiday season, a good chance to do it because it is less awkward reaching out and saying, hey, it's a holiday season. What about grabbing a drink or something, right?
Yeah, and don't always assume that everybody's busy because sometimes people, especially right now, have time to spare.
Yes.
More so than you think. And it
Right.
doesn't hurt to ask. And if they're busy, you can always get together in the new year because I
Absolutely.
guarantee you they'll have some time then.
Absolutely.
So as always, we really appreciate you joining us on Women with Good Chat. Please let us know what you're doing to get together with your friends and any tools you have in your toolbox that make it easier. And we look forward to seeing you next time on
Women with Good Chat.
See you soon.
Chat soon.
Bye.